Abstract. This article explores common reasons previously high-performing employees can lose their initial motivation and drive over time in the workplace. Drawing on motivation theory and academic research. For primary explanations are examined, unrealistic or unsustainable expectations that diminish self-efficacy. Lack of autonomy, variety and intellectual challenge in daily tasks that renders work unstimulating. Insufficient positive feedback and appreciation for efforts. And poor person-organization fit due to disconnected leadership styles, values, or goals. Each explanation is supported by an organizational example and research citations. The article then offers 6 practical, evidence-based recommendations companies can consider to help reinvigorate motivation levels in employees showing reduced engagement, including conducting motivational check-ins, offering developmental assignments, meaningful recognition, role modifications, fostering supportive leadership, and empowering autonomy. The suggestions aim to renew enthusiasm and productivity in capable individuals whose passion has waned. As managers and leaders, we've all witnessed it. Once stellar performers who seemed exceptionally motivated suddenly appear less engaged or inspired in their work. As researchers who study workplace motivation and employee engagement, we're naturally curious about what factors might undermine an otherwise top-notch employee's drive and initiative over time. Through my own experience advising clients and reviewing relevant academic literature, I've come to better understand some of the most common reasons previously high-performing individuals can lose their initial motivational momentum. Today we will explore several potential explanations grounded in motivation theory, followed by practical suggestions companies may consider to help reinvigorate discouraged yet still capable employees. Reason 1. Unrealistic or unsustainable expectations. Setting the bar too high without consideration for human limitations is a motivation killer. Amabile and Kramer. 2011. Researchers have found goal setting can enhance performance when targets are specific, challenging yet attainable. Locke and Latham, 1990. However, constantly raising objectives without regard for burnout or workload capacity undermines self-efficacy over time. Vancouver. 2005. Take the case of Jane, a star sales rep who exceeded her targets quarter after quarter due largely to 80-hour work weeks. Her manager kept increasing quotas assuming Jane's output could scale indefinitely. Within a year, Jane experienced frustration, exhaustion, and a significant decline in sales as unreasonable demands depleted her motivation. Sarsperez et al. 2022. Companies should thoughtfully calibrate expectations to consider both business needs and human capacity for sustainability. Reason 2. Lack of autonomy and challenge in daily tasks. Hackman and Oldhams, 1976. 1980. Job characteristics model proposes enhancing motivation through task significance, identity, variety, autonomy, and feedback. Yet for some roles, tasks become repetitive and menial months or years into a position as new challenges fail to emerge. Consider Mark, an analyst who thrived on complex problem-solving but over time was given more routinized data entry and reporting duties with little discretion. His motivation waned as he no longer felt intellectually stimulated. Lamb et al. 1999. To maintain enthusiasm, roles may need modification, rotation or enrichment as skills and interests evolve over a career. Reason 3. Insufficient feedback and appreciation. A lack of acknowledgement for good work leaves people wondering if efforts make a difference, damaging intrinsic motivation. Deci et al. 1999. Pink, 2009. Unfortunately, continuous feedback is often reserved for poor performance rather than excellence. For instance, Maria led several successful projects that transformed her department but rarely heard compliments from her direct manager. Over 2 years, declining recognition took a toll despite ongoing successes. A simple, thank you, costs nothing but can renew motivation when delivered sincerely, narcissistic. 2014. Reason 4. Poor leadership and culture mismatches. Leadership style strongly impacts workplace motivation. Toxic, abusive, or inauthentic managers diminish enthusiasm and well-being. Tuzital. 2013. Yargil, 2006. Incongruence between personal and organizational culture values also undermines drive over time. Christoph. 1996. O'Reilly et al. 1991. For example, Jenna thrived in fast-paced, entrepreneurial cultures but found herself demotivated under a micromanaging boss leading a risk-averse organization. The misalignment caused her to reconsider her longer-term career fit. Lee et al. 2018. Building trust with authentic leaders remains key to sustaining motivation. Practical recommendations for organizations with a deeper understanding of common motivation eroders. Organizations can take proactive steps to rekindle purpose and enthusiasm in previously high performers showing reduced initiative or commitment. Some suggestions include: conduct motivational check-ins, schedule candid conversations to understand factors draining individual drive from the employee perspective. Inquire about workload balance, role design, recognition experiences. Leadership perceptions and cultural congruence. Adjust strategies accordingly versus assuming causes. FAR, 2022. Offer developmental rotations or projects. Provide enriched assignments. Rotations or stretch projects for those needing fresh challenges to maintain motivation over the long term. Lam et al. 1999. Rotations broaden skill sets while avoiding role stagnation. Provide meaningful feedback and appreciation. Institute more frequent yet brief check-ins for positive affirmation versus relying on annual reviews alone. Narciss et al. 2014. Encourage peer-to-peer recognition too. Sincere acknowledgement of contributions renews enthusiasm. Consider role modification or transition, for roles no longer optimally using talents. Discuss potential job crafting, internal transfers, or even promotions for the right candidates versus hoping for prolonged endurance alone. Rosesnowski and Dutton. 2001. Foster supportive leadership and culture. Develop supervisors' people skills through coaching. Clarify culture and values regularly to ensure ongoing alignment. An empowering work environment significantly impacts employee drive. Timms and Bakker, 2010. Empower autonomy within parameters. Allow discretion and choice over specific tasks or processes within set objectives. Perceived control motivates better than rote compliance alone. Desi and Ryan, 2000. The right amount re-energizes performance. Conclusion: what initially sparked high motivation can diminish over time due to realistic limits. Lack of intellectual challenge or recognition, disconnects between employee needs and environment demands. Or poor leadership dynamics. Yet with open communication and targeted interventions addressing root causes case by case, organizations can help previously engaged individuals rediscover their drive and passion for meaningful work. By proactively understanding why excellent performers may lose some of their initial momentum, companies can better sustain top talent through supportive career experiences that optimize skill utilization and motivation in the long run.